here is the list of, here are the extremist questions that Democrats now, this is from Menendez. He spoke to the Democratic caucus. He urged his party candidates to run scared. He said Democrats are looking for somebody to blame for their electoral woes. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee chairman is working hard to make sure it's not him. Showing that they learned the lesson from Massachusetts, Menendez and his staff will distribute a memo Tuesday advising Democratic campaign managers to frame their opponents early and to drive a wedge between moderate voters and Tea Party-style conservatives. Given the pressure Republican candidates feel from extreme right in their party, it is critical, yet time-sensitive, an opportunity for Democratic candidates. Got it? The extreme right. How come we're not hearing anybody talk about the extreme left?
Such thing as the extreme left.
Yeah, there's not.
Just super right or extra right.
Yeah.
Their congratulations.
We have a finite window for Republican candidates. They will feel susceptible to the extremist in their party. We suggest an aggressive effort to get your opponents on the record. The memo urges Democratic candidates to force their opponents to answer a series of questions on healthcare, taxes, and some favorite causes of the far right. Are you ready? Let's answer these. Come on, let's all be on record. Ready?
I'm ready.
Do you believe that Barack Obama is a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Thank you. That was a hard one.
Yeah, that was a hard one.
Yes.
Really difficult.
Real
difficult.
gets
Hard
harder
one.
for there.
Oh, my.
Man, they almost had me.
Oh, jeez.
I almost went Nicaragua in the Manila. I almost did.
I was really close to the Manchurian candidate thing.
Were ya?
Yeah, that from birth they've been planning the stuff in the newspapers.
They're tricky enough.
Yeah, I know. Do you think the 10th Amendment bars Congress from issuing regulations like minimum health care coverage standards? That's a tough one. Wait, hang on. Do I think the 10th Amendment bars Congress? No, I don't.
Me neither.
No, it does. I know
it does.
Yeah, it does. I know it does.
Wait, bar standards. Wait, what? Say that again.
It bars Congress from issuing regulations like minimum health care coverage standards. So, in other words, the federal government can't say, you must have these things.
Right, because wouldn't the state do that?
Yes. The state. It can't bar the state from doing that. You want to live it. For instance, I have never, ever, nor will I, ever come out and say Massachusetts does not have a right to have guaranteed state health care.
They do, and
They do.
I think they see it's a mistake now. So go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, they can do whatever they want. If Wisconsin wants to say everybody gets free milk and cheese for the rest of their lives and free health care, they can do whatever they want. Free cars for everybody. Wisconsin can do that. The federal government cannot. It's the 10th Amendment. And what the 10th Amendment says is, okay, these are the things that are spelled out in the Constitution. If it's not said here in the Constitution, all those rights are retained by the state. So these are the only things the Constitution says the federal government can do.
You're only saying that because it's in the Constitution, though.
I know. I'm only saying it because it's true. That's all I'm doing.
And they did that because they wanted the power to be localized,
Look,
right?
if you want to do it, let's just look at it this way. If you want to try out health care, great. Let's try it out on the local level. What do you say? We try it out in Massachusetts. Then we have only tubed 1 out of the 50 states. Okay? They also they knew that accountability was only possible when the power was closest to the people. If I say to you, go to your state house, you go to your governor, you surround your governor, what do you think? Do you have a better chance of cleaning up corruption at your governor's office if all the power is concentrated there, or a better chance of cleaning up corruption in Washington? In Washington, it's ridiculous. Yeah, go talk to them. Really?
And then doesn't it make it more customizable as well?
Yeah.
Like they always talk about things like the minimum wage. Well, the minimum wage, if you're going to have a minimum wage, it should be different in Idaho than it is in New York City.
I would love anyone on the left to read the Constitution, the state constitution of Massachusetts. They had a state religion after the Constitution of the United States. You can't remember separation of church and state. No. Separation of church and state with the federal government. But Massachusetts said, we're having a state religion. Okay? There was a state religion in Massachusetts. The federal government doesn't have any right to come in and tell a state what to do. None whatsoever, except what's in the Constitution. Now, I don't want a state that has I don't want a Vatican, or I don't want, in Salt Lake City. They should not be running, the church should not be running Utah. I don't believe in that. But you have a right as a state to do. If that's what the people want to do, they can do that. I would move. But that's the idea. You can escape. You can't escape the federal government. Period. All right, so that was the 10th Amendment thing. Do you think programs like Social Security and Medicare represent socialism and should never have been created in the first place?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Social Security and Medicare. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Socialist programs?
They are social. They are.
They are.
They're socialist programs, period.
I mean, people think that we had those from the beginning. No,
we had them as part of the progressive movement in the 1940s. Mm-hmm. And if you look at Social Security, you could make a case. This is the case they made. You could make a case that at the beginning it was a good thing because you were never intended on nobody intended on getting that money. It was during the Great Depression where people were dying. People died at what,
still made the people dependent on government. That's the problem.
No, I know that. I'm just saying. When it was originally intended, I think people died. Men died at 59 or 61. Women died at 63. You weren't going to make it to 65. Okay? So those really old people. But personally, I think that the churches our neighborhood should take care of each other. But it is a socialist program. Yes, by definition, yes. Do you think President Obama is a socialist? Well, I'd have to ask his Marxist preacher for 20 years for his opinion. Is he a socialist? Well, he doesn't want to hurt you per se. He just believes that it's better to redistribute the wealth so other people can have a chance. Is he a socialist? I'd have to ask his self-proclaimed communist green job czar. Is he a socialist? I'll have to ask the guy he appointed as the manufacturing czar, Ron Bloom, who said capitalism is dead. I'll have to ask Anita Dunn for her opinion, who says her favorite philosopher is Chairman Mao. I don't know if he's a socialist or a Marxist. I will tell you this. He has admitted to being a progressive. And the difference between progressives and Marxists really is a word game and also an approach. Marx, revolution. Progressive, evolution. So, Marxist or socialist? Yeah, I think so, but I'll just call him a progressive because I think that's the same thing. Do you think that America should return to a gold standard? Well, that's a trap for stupid people because they want you to say yes, and then they think everybody will say, we shouldn't be on a gold standard. Well, yes, we should be on a gold standard, but we cannot be. And here's why. There's not enough gold on planet Earth to finance the things that we currently... You can't do business on a gold standard. Not enough gold. We also couldn't finance, dare I say, this socialist program that never ends in our government on a gold standard. We don't need a gold standard. Here's what we need. Common sense. Stop spending money. Get out of debt. Buy the things that we can afford. Don't buy things on the backs of our children. And then we don't need a gold standard. Those are the 10 questions that are going to trap conservatives as far right-wing crazy people, according to the head of the Democratic caucus. Oh, gosh. They've trapped me yet again.